I'll wait till the Cardinal gets to the microphone so we're on even terms. Cardinal, could you comment on the Holy See's cooperation with a lot of Muslim countries in combating international abortions? I know there's been a number of events with UN's women conferences. Thank you.
The last part of what you said.
There's been a number of with UN conferences on women's rights where the Muslim nations in the Holy See have blocked pro-abortion provisions. I'm wondering if you see this as a fruit of the interreligious dialogue or not.
All right. Of course, I would not be informed of all the events that are taking place in that direction, but many I am involved. We have a standing committee of that particular office I mentioned, Pontifical Council for Interreligious Dialogue, with the major Islamic organizations in the world. Each year, one year, the Muslim organizations organize it in a city they choose. Another year, the Catholic side in a city we choose. There is a similar meeting with the Al-Aqsa Alone Institute in Cairo, the big institution in Cairo. Also, one meeting rotated. After the Pope, John Paul II, visited them in the year 2000, they desired that it be always around February 24, because that's the day the Pope stepped into Al-Aqsa Institute, first time in history. You asked particularly about family and women position, and yes, the most famous one of collaboration was in the year 1994. It was international. There was an international conference in Cairo, in Egypt, on population development. And the bigger nations, United States, Western Europe, today we say European Union, most of them, there was a big document, and they had this to say: poorer nations, you are poor because your population is too high. We will give you financial help only if you accept birth control measures, which will include abortion. The Catholic Church cannot accept abortion because it is the killing of an unborn child. It is not church law, it's divine law, which also every reasonable person can see. Muslims also do not accept abortion. So it was possible for the delegation of the Holy See to work with delegations from many Muslim countries in the meeting in Egypt to amend and ask for amendment of parts of that document. Not the rejection of the document, but amendment, so that abortion would not be imposed on poorer countries as a condition for getting international financial aid. That is one area of collaboration in defense of the human person, the unborn child, also the dignity of the woman, and the seriousness of the family. Economists can debate whether it's because your population is high that your economy is low. I will not go into that area. But we will not eliminate human beings in order to have better economy. But if anybody suggests that the population of the world is too much, then we would expect that person to offer himself or herself to be shot so that we can reduce the population of the world. Because the people saying that are generally on the other side of 60 years and 70. Allow those who have not lived 9 months to be alive. And since you say population is too much, you'll be shot. Until there's no one saying population is too much, then those remaining will do agriculture with modern methods.
Could you share for us an experience that you've had in one of your interreligious dialogues that gave you the greatest sense of hope for humanity to live peacefully together? Thank you.
A meeting in 1986. It was the International Year for Peace, declared by United Nations. And Pope John Paul II wanted to underline that for peace we need governments, United Nations, negotiation, economy, but we also need religion as a dimension of the human person. Because religion affects the heart. If the heart is converted, there is a chance for greater justice, respect for other people's rights. Those who promote violence, the weapons will fall from their hands if we can convert their hearts. So the Pope invited people of many religions to come to Assisi because St. Francis of Assisi is respected by many. So it worked, it was beautiful. African traditional religions, Buddhists, Hindus, Muslims, Jews. The Christians all prayed in one place, all Christians, Episcopalian, Catholic, Orthodox, because we have Christian prayer. The Muslims in one place, the other religions each in one place. And then there was a general gathering. It was very impressive. There was a similar one, smaller scale, but the same idea, in the year 2002. After 9/11, when people began to fear, would the collision of civilizations become a reality? Are we near Armageddon, the end of everything collapsing? So the Pope called a meeting again. This time, the more suggestive act taken was that there was a train which began from the Vatican railway station, very small station, not for passengers, but for cargo, but Vatican territory. And all the religious leaders were in that train, including the Pope, from there to Assisi, a journey of about 2 hours. And then there were events similar to the other one, and also fasting during the day, and only one meal in the evening, scanty, simple meal. It was a message, a symbol to the world. There were many other events, but you asked me to name just one.
Cardinal, you spoke about the concern of terrorism in the world today. Have you had an opportunity with any of your brothers in faith of the Muslim tradition to talk directly about the concept of jihad and how it can be tempered and modified so it's not leading people to do things that are of horrible consequence?
I have. And a Muslim leader explained to me the difficulty he has that those who promote violence don't listen to him. Often, those who promote violence are not within speaking distance. Because if they agreed to have a meeting with us, that would be a sign that they might moderate a bit. But we did discuss whether our religion in any way disposes people for violence. We discussed method of propagating our religion. It became the topic for 1 year's meeting. What is your method to propagate your faith? And what is our method? What is it we disagree with in yours and you in ours? There also, we could not avoid discussing religious freedom, which is very important. And we said to them, if an Italian becomes a Muslim, we don't like it. But